think. All right, we're live, I think. Always a bit hard to tell with the lag, but welcome to Three Skulls Tavern. I'm your host, Matt, back with another episode of Vaesen, joined by our crew from the previous 4 episodes, and led by our GM, Eric. Over to you, Eric.
Yeah, let me just mute the stream so I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, welcome back. Let's see. So we'll do like a quick little recap of our previous session. We had started a new mystery in which our investigators learned of the happenings on the Happy Bosnian. They went down to Stockholm to board the ship, which makes the transit to Finland. And they had heard of a haunting on the ship. The captain wanted them to investigate that. They got tickets onto the ship and began their sort of investigations, making some meetings with other crew and passengers aboard the ship. And the very TLDR is where we stopped. Matt's character Sven was outside the cabin of some interesting Russian characters that another character previously had told Selma about that had been here a year before. And once again, Matt's character Sven hears some strange goings on in there, including a muffled voice. And that's where we stopped. For our players' benefits and for the benefits of anyone out there who is enjoying this wonderful program, I've compiled basically just a list of sort of clues that I had outlined in the written mystery that the players have more or less discovered, or which I had kind of crossed off in our first session. So we're going to go over those to sort of get everyone back up on speed with what they've learned so far. That's very specifically pertinent to what's going on here to kind of keep us focused and on track. Mm-hmm. The first one is that the society understands traditionally the main methods for dealing with ghosts have been banishing them by destroying that thing which anchors them to the physical world, or solving whatever it is that torments them and prevents their rest. The second thing is that the Happy Bosnian has sailed this route between Stockholm and Finland for many years and is known for its high status clientele, including diplomats, wealthy merchants, and the aristocracy.
And the mafia, the Russian mafia.
Yeah. Maybe. The crew aboard the Happy Bosnian from the time of Ericsson's death. Ericsson is the previous captain of the Happy Bosnian. Have mostly left to find other positions. At the time of Ericsson's death, they had described strange floating orbs out to sea when the captain simply walked off the deck of the ship into the cold, dark sea. The new captain, Olivia, is young, has served in the Navy in the past, and is held in high regard for her professionalism, is known for being very strict with her crew. This is sort of a repeat, but it comes as something you can learn in various places, that most of the crew has been turned over in the previous year. So most of the people aboard right now have been not serving on the Happy Bosnian for very long. Also in line with that, Captain Olivia was facing an almost complete mutiny unless she gave in to get help with the haunting, which led to the contact of the society. These are things that some of these haven't been said in exactly such a direct way in our sort of mystery so far, but I think it helps put it that way. I mean, I think it's something we all kind of suspect. Another clue is that the merchant that Selma had been photographing, had mentioned when he had been on this ship as well a year prior, loud chanting in the room of the quote-unquote Russian delegation that had disturbed some of the other guests, in which he indeed himself found incredibly disturbing and just off-putting. Also, the merchant Johann had mentioned that the Russian delegation, the same, had 4 members when they came aboard. One of them, a much younger man, seemed quite drunk and, I wouldn't say disorderly, because he was pretty much out of it.
So that was last time, or when they were boarding this time?
This time.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And those are the sort of main sort of clues that you've uncovered so far. Now, also, near the end of last session, what had occurred, excuse me as I go off frame, as I grab my tea, is that
Knut?
the rest of the crew, or not the rest of the crew, the rest of our crew, the rest of our investigators, had been trying to get into the bridge, and they had tried to get past the first officer, Stefan, to do so. Selma had done an incredible job convincing him that there had been a service catastrophe involving a crashed bowl of punch on the main deck below, convinced him of it so thoroughly that he rushed off immediately and is in the process of trying to get to the bottom of this mystery, because of course when he gets down to the main deck he's going to see no evidence of this broken punch, but he is so convinced he's going to continue searching for it. Sven was down in the deck below that, outside this room, but we're going to wrap back to the group just outside the bridge. It's raining heavily. The ship sways just a little bit as the storm gets more intense, and Amadeo, Hjalmar, and Selma, you are outside the bridge, and your path is cleared.
What was the name of the captain? Sorry?
Captain
Lars
is Olivia.
Hotter?
Olivia.
Lars Hotter, no? And the last name was Lars Hotter?
Yeah, Lars. I think it's Lars Dotter.
Yes.
Daughter, it would be.
That makes sense, yes. In that case, Selma's going to open the door and barge into the bridge now that our path is clear.
Okay. You go in.
I guess we'll follow Hjalmar and Amadeo.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Great.
would do
So you
follow,
go in,
follow myself.
and immediately, like, you're in a small little corridor, which off to the left, you can see it kind of leads directly to the sort of like steering bridge, where like the giant wheel and all the instruments and everything like that is. And you can see the captain up there, along with the pilot and a couple other people. They're there. They don't immediately notice you coming through the door. There's another door immediately in front of you, which you can tell by some window and paneling is a sort of like stateroom for the captain. You can see that there's a table set up there. There are a couple crew in there currently working at clearly setting the places for dinner that's about to be happening.
When are we invited to dinner?
You were,
Yes, we were.
but you are crashing the party a little early.
Yes. So I'm going to definitely barge in noisily, loud.
Okay. All right.
Like, Captain Olivia, what ship you're running here? Everything is just exquisite, delightful. And I'm going to look around as I walk around. And Selma is used to be playing the part of the ditz, so to speak, to catch people unaware. So she might even go and fiddle with something she knows she shouldn't fiddle with.
Okay.
Like, oh, hey, what is this perchance? And,
What is this astrolabe? Yeah. Okay.
Is this the break?
Amadeo and Hjalmar, how do you make your entrances?
Well, after that, I think I'll be playing the role of the sort of rational person who comes in and like, oh no, Selma, don't do that. Please don't. Oh God, no. Oh, well, I apologize, Captain. She's been having, a few too many drinks. It's what it is. Anyway, it is what it is. That kind of thing.
And Amadeo?
I'm just, very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, nice room. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you go down like this short little corridor. Selma's like bursting in, looking for things to fiddle with. Immediately, there's a reaction as they all sort of turn around. Captain Olivia, she is dressed sort of immaculately. Like if she had starched her uniform anymore, like it would have an armor value. Like it's very perfectly white. Everything is where it should be and looking rigid and set. And she has just this. There's a moment where you can see like her annoyance, like this isn't as it should be, right? And that in itself is annoying her to no end. But she is also composed, right? And she says, "You must be with the society. You were invited to dinner." She indicates toward the mess, or the stateroom that's currently being set up.
I will clasp her indicated hand. Yes, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Selma. These are my associates, Hjalmar, Amadeo. Yes, we're here from the society. We are very excited to be here.
Oh,
Very interesting history.
Yes, as she looks over your shoulder, and clearly she's looking for Stefan. Not seeing him, she focuses back on you, Selma, and she says, "Well, we're of course honored to have you here. This is highly irregular. We have business. That there will be a time when you are summoned for the dinner. It's currently being set up. Is there some immediate concern that I can help you with?"
Of the character, we didn't talk with her yet, right? About the problem.
No, you haven't.
Exactly. Okay, that's just to make sure. So I approach, I kiss her hand. I don't know. Try to be as polite and gentle.
Selma, do you surrender a hand for him to kiss?
After a while, yes, I will surrender the hand.
All right. Yeah, if anything, that makes her even more uncomfortable, but she's just kind of playing along with this.
And so it's quite a pleasure to meet you, Captain. Perhaps we could take advantage of this fortuitous meeting that we have here to discuss about, your problem before we start dinner. I'm sure you probably don't want to discuss this with everyone else.
And as you say that, she, like, her jaw is set, like she's clenching, and she kind of glances over, and you can see like the pilot is sort of behind her, and like a couple of the people that are up here. She's like, "Yes, I would not want to discuss this in front of others."
So at this point, Hjalmar comes forth, and he takes both Amadeo and Selma by the shoulder, and he looks at the captain. "I'd like to apologize. You know how it is with these modern writers and these foreigners." Well,
I'm afraid I don't.
Well, now you know. Unfortunately, I have to deal with these unfortunate people every day, and I sort of grab them and I sort of drag them a little bit, and like, come on, let's just get out of here.
If you've come here, you clearly had reason to do so. Let's go talk. And she says, "Follow me." And she leads you down into the sort of stateroom, and she goes in through this other door, leading you through into here. There are a couple crew in here, as I described. They're currently setting everything up. So she brings you further toward like one corner, and the back room of this, there's a door that kind of would lead to sort of her cabin, but the sort of back wall around either side of this door, it's magnificently sort of like decorated with, imagine all sorts of things nautical, right? From old like wheels to like antiquated navigational equipment, that sort of thing. There's also this there's a pedestal, and on top of it there's a very sort of striking leather-bound book on top of it, and it just sort of stands out in its way as something that's clearly meant to draw attention, right? The way it's being displayed. She brings you back toward that area, away from everyone else, and she says in a more hushed way, "Now, this is irregular. I had hoped to speak with you more in depth later, privately, of course. Have you found anything? Is there anything I can do to aid your investigation?"
Well, I think talking with you first, and maybe you can tell us with more detail what's happening, or what do you think is happening. We already have been interviewing some of the passengers and crew, but
Passengers, you've been speaking to the passengers about this?
yeah, to know if to get more information about this boat. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Oh, does she look like she's really willing to help us out, or what's her attitude? Her immediate vibe, as the kids say.
Sure. What's her vibe? Make an observation test.
All right, that is...
Let's roll some dice.
Let's roll some dice. Let's do dice rolling. Here we go. RV 5D. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
She finds the bowl of punch.
Okay. So, what do you get off of her? You get off of her that she wants this to be done with. Whatever it is, she doesn't want it to come up anymore. She wants you to investigate so that these people leave her alone, and then she can get back to the serious business of running the ship as it's supposed to be run, right? She doesn't buy into it, and she's putting up with this as a matter of sort of professionalism, and she resents the fact that she feels like she has to do this. That is your thorough mental evaluation of Olivia in this moment.
All right.
And so Amadeo, she responds to you. She says, "All I know is what the crew have told me. They have strange dreams of floating things out to sea or feeling that they're drowning. It seems to me that people that have a profession, which all they have between them and the cold, dark depths is a few inches of metal and hull, of course they're going to have these thoughts. This is not strange. I have personally not witnessed anything that seems to me out of order. But this is not my realm either, and perhaps you might find something that helps these people put their minds to rest."
So what I find quite amazing is that everyone in your crew, or at least it sounds like a big proportion of your crew, has these dreams or sees things. What about you? You haven't seen or felt anything?
No.
It's just your crew?
Most of the crew that complained about this have already gone. Others have come and they complain of similar things, probably because they've heard the same stories. What you drop these little seeds of doubt, and then they grow in people's minds, and they all see things where this is how you are. What is your profession? She says to Amadeo.
I'm a doctor.
Then you should know better than most. A proper scientific rationalization of the world. People see patterns where necessarily there are none, but they see them because that's what people do. And the same doubt spreads among morale and people in the Navy, right? As soon as you raise the idea that you are losing, then you start losing. It's not because you are actually losing the battle, or it's just it's a weakness, and we just need to find something to put their minds at ease that this matter is settled, and then we can all move on. But again, maybe there is something that you can find that says more. This is beyond my ability to do much more than I can. I give you access to the ship, of course.
I want to convince her that I am completely harmless and a total hack. So I will definitely start commenting that there's something about her aura. Yes, her energy levels are off. And I will start to sound as hackish as possible, just so I can get her completely unaware, so that I can write a really good story about this, and she is completely unthreatened by any of my questions or my attitude or where I go on the ship.
Okay,
So
all right.
So Selma's like, yes, there's definitely something off here. I can feel it.
Look very paso at Selma. Estás en el dicen.
Yeah, Hjalmar, how do you react to this?
Hjalmar would actually, I was thinking of a line he would say earlier, which I fits quite well into that. He would say, the problem, he looks at the captain and he says, when you start all that, and I say, the problem with the science and the rational mind is that it can only evaluate what it can see. And we see more than what most scientists see. As you know, we'll see.
Okay, so you're saying that, and someone's talking about auras.
Yeah, I'm feeding into the hacky idea, more or less. Though what I'm saying is literally true, but
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So in that case, she is looking beyond the point at which she wants to deal with this. She says, as I described, you have free reign of this ship. If I can help you in any further way, let me know. But I do have business to attend to, and I hope I will see you all this evening after dinner, and then perhaps after that you can tell me about. And she gestures at Selma, perhaps more dismissively than she had intended to do. She says, you can tell me about the auras that you've detected on the ship. Excuse me.
And Silvia's alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll if you let her go, she'll go back to where she had been on the bridge. And how she does it, I mean, she leaves again, like very straight-shouldered, upright through the door, and kind of goes through. And you can kind of see her like through the windows that she goes back to the pilot station, and she gets to the front, and she makes a very exaggerated gesture of straightening her jacket, leaving you alone here in this room. And
actually,
yeah.
Go. So I turned to Hjalmar and Selma, and I was like, well, this is actually good that we're alone in this room now. You know, as you remember, one of the reasons a ghost could be anchored to one boat or a situation could be an item, an object maybe. So maybe, you know, we can find some objects or something that belonged to the previous captain. Maybe a book that details the trips of this boat, written by previous captain.
An old logbook.
Yes, precisely.
Possible.
I'm not a sailor, but yes, that.
Here's the thing that puzzles me. You see, why is the captain not having any of these dreams? Or is she... I don't think she's in denial, because she did not appear to be in denial, right?
Precisely.
She mentioned that she wasn't having any dreams, so this is weird. Why are some crew members having dreams, but the captain's not having dreams?
It
Precisely.
might be that if it is
Precisely.
the captain that is haunting this place, it would be a simple thing of it holding a grudge against the crew and not against the captain.
Do you think?
I don't know. I didn't. I mean, maybe. I guess. I don't know how to. Maybe I'm good at reading people. I'm not good at reading Vaesen. If she is a Vaesen of some kind, that's probably.
And what about reading
I'm
auras?
not saying that she is a Vaesen. I'm saying that if this ghost or whatever it is that we are looking for has a grudge, then it may have no real grudge against the captain of the ship, only against the crew.
Yes, but the crew left, and now there is a new crew. Why
Yes.
against the new crew too? Doesn't make any sense. So
Maybe it's capable of abstracting.
what,
It
the
is
ghost?
it is the crew of this ship, and that is always going to be the problem. The crew, not the captain. It's a possibility.
Fair
I think
enough.
we should investigate into these, the Russians I mentioned before. Was Sven on that?
I guess.
Out of character.
What is Sven, actually?
Was Sven going to take care of that, to investigate the Russians?
I don't remember.
I think was it that, or
We just lost him, I think.
oh, hello?
I mean, he
Matt?
had been down there.
Anyhow, I will try to look at, as we said, this logbook. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
this leather-bound book it's
Yeah.
one of those, or any other thing that looks like captainy. I mean, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not a sailor, but
Yeah, I mean,
there's
as soon as you
photographs.
go over to this sort of leather-bound book that I described, you can see it's sort of like sewn into it, the previous captain's name, Erickson. And you touch the cover and immediately feel just a little something, a little strange. And with that, we're going to go back to Sven. Down in the passenger deck, outside this room, you had heard this murmuring of someone inside that sounds as though they're gagged. You had been hearing the people inside speaking Russian. You had heard a couple times this word gorning.
Which word?
Which did not sound gorning.
Corning. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've written that down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you've heard that a couple times now. What that refers to, you don't know, but it doesn't sound in the normal flow of the sort of Russian that's being talked.
Mm-hmm.
This murmuring. And after you start hearing this voice that seems gagged, and then in the room itself, you start to hear a chant begin. It sounds like three distinct voices, but they're all sort of harmonizing. No, two voices. Sorry. Two voices
I'm
harmonizing.
gonna scoot away,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna try and find the others in the groups. I'm gonna go back to our cabin first, which
Okay.
is on the same deck, right?
Yeah. All right. So you go back to your cabin, open the door, and Selma's Rottweiler Amethyst is like right there, and she's bounding to get out, and you can see that she's pissed in the corner. You smell it like immediately.
I'm not gonna try and stop a Rottweiler. I'm a nobleman after all. It's like I don't touch dogs. I have people to handle dogs for me, if anything.
Okay.
Right?
So you open the door and like step out of the way as the dog just
like,
goes
oh!
bounding out to the corridor. Yeah.
Still trying to stay in character, but it's.
Yeah.
I think even my old man persona isn't one to stop Rottweilers.
That's right. Yeah. So you're dressed up as well. So
Yeah. And there's nobody else in there, huh?
No.
Okay, I'll wrinkle my nose in disgust at the piss in the corner, and I'll go wandering off to try and find them. But like fairly quickish, right? The dog could just wherever the dog would like. Which direction did the dog go? I'll just kind of make a note
The
of that.
dog like ran off back the corridor that you had come down. And
Towards
it's probably
where
going
I
to
was-
go up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, up into the sort of main deck.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you had left the others right outside the bridge, right? So you know where they are.
Is there an umbrella in the
presumably?
in our cabin?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grab the umbrella.
Yep.
As well, because I know I can hear it raining.
Yep.
And I'm concerned about my makeup.
Of course.
Coming off. Yeah. So I'll go up to the main deck. And kind of just as quickly as I can, just kind of try and look for them.
Okay. So, yeah, you find them quite quickly.
Okay.
You go up. You see Stefan, the sort of first officer. Now he's chasing Amethyst, the dog, who's running toward the sort of galley at the bow. And he has like 2 or 3 crewmen behind him who he's sort of like gathered up in this posse as they're trying to gather the dog. Beyond that, you go up the stairs like into this like little like awning area. You have your umbrella, so it's keeping whatever rain would come down onto you. As you're coming up through the rain, you see another person coming in your direction, going to go down. He's incredibly wet, and he's also dressed in the way that you would imagine a sort of Russian peasant would be dressed, like sort of like long, kind of like raggedy, sort of like woolen robes type, very sort of long, shaggy beard sort of thing. Come up with your best 19th century stereotype of what a Russian peasant would look like. And he's trying to pass down beside you. He smells of wet from the outside.
Okay. Does he look like he's substantial? Or can I see through him? We're here to investigate a ghost, and this doesn't look like a passenger who would have been on board. Is this a ghost?
He looks entirely human.
Okay.
And alive. He just looks like a very wet man.
Excuse me, young chap there.
So he glances at you as he goes by, and he mutters something very sort of low, and he just keeps going.
Okay. I'm gonna very quickly try and find everyone else then, as quick as I can.
All right, yeah. So you run up the rest of the way, and go into the sort of open hatch that the others had left, and you can probably hear them maybe talking kind of quietly, or see them as you come through into this sort of stateroom area where Amadeo is looking through the logbook. Excellent.
And I'll instantly go after. I'll instantly go over to Hjalmar and Selma together.
I'm pretty sure everyone's together.
Yeah, I think we're all.
But are there already like you're all in the stateroom, and there's other people in the stateroom as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just kind of rush over to you all, and very, very quickly. I was snooping around the Russians, and they've started some kind of chanting. And I came straight up here to get you to come. I don't know. Maybe we can storm their room. When I saw the most curious thing, some Russian peasant on the deck I haven't seen before, completely drenched, walked past me, going down onto the passenger deck. I think it might be related to the ghost. It seemed like an apparition to me, but how do you know? I tried to speak to this figure. It looked at me, muttered something, but continued on his way. I think we need to go into that room now. Come.
Oh my god. Seems you're right this time. Let's go.
Let's go. Amadeo, take that logbook. Take it.
I didn't have time to check anything, huh?
Oh, and Selma, your dog got away, but it's proving to
What? Amethyst?
Shh. It's proving to be a most excellent distraction. At least 3 crew are engaged, trying to gain control of your hound. So yes.
Is Stefan one of them?
Yes.
Excellent.
So just on the topic of storming the room here, I whispered to Sven, did any of you actually bring any weapons to the ship?
Oh.
I brought Amethyst. We have to find her first.
I did not, I don't think.
Because
No?
I have poison. I have extremely strong poison. That's what I've got.
Well, I brought my blade on a cane, remember?
Maybe I still have the pistol. I don't know.
And I have a dagger.
On the character.
I guess I could put the poison on the. I could poison my dagger.
If you want to
But-
kill them.
Let's
Well,
not.
yeah,
move
exactly.
forward.
And it's like, yeah.
But is it a lethal poison? I thought it was like a stunning poison, sort of. I don't know,
I have two different types.
Paralyzing.
I have 2 different types.
Ah.
I've just written extremely strong poison. I haven't written anything about.
Well,
what
as
kind it
soon
is.
as Sven tells us this, I'm probably gonna barge outside and I'm gonna do the thing where you whistle loudly with the 2 fingers to get Amethyst to come to me as quickly as possible.
All right, yeah. I mean, so Amethyst is down on the main deck. At least the last time that Sven said, so you'd have to like go out and go down.
Okay.
Before we get to that, Tony, you've been looking through this book. Immediately, like you may have had like a couple minutes, right? So far, you do find. Oh wait, where do I have this? Sorry, one moment. All right. You do sort of find near the back of it, what you can tell is like sort of last voyage
Entrance?
it probably took. Mention of having to of hearing about this talk of these or he had been approached by members of the passengers about this trouble of this strange chanting that had been going on down below, and it's sort of like you're just reading this and I need you well, so actually what happens immediately, Tony, is you start to feel like your mouth is full of water and it's kind of filling up your lungs, and you get this sense of just cold, and like the book in front of you, you can barely even see it anymore as everything starts to like blacken. How would Amadeo approach a situation like this, where at one moment he's in a stateroom reading a book, and the next moment he feels like he's drowning? Mechanically, this means like logic or empathy, but how narratively do you see him sort of trying to work through this experience?
So I will try to. I mean, if I don't have an hallucination, I will still see myself in this room, but I can get this drowning feeling. First, I will be probably very surprised about how is this possible, and then probably will try to rationalize it, thinking it's impossible that I'm drowning. I'm in a room full with other people. I was just reading a book. This is not possible. So we'll just try to get out of this feeling, because it's not real. It's just maybe my mind that is playing tricks on me, or something is trying to trick me. And kind of maybe remembering what has been happened in the last game, where he was actually also controlled by some external entity. So maybe I use that as an example. Oh, Sven also felt that something was controlling or making he think so. This is not real. Maybe it's the Vaesen or it's something else. So
Okay.
I would try to rationalize that.
Cool. Make a logic test, just plain logic, and add 3 dice to it.
7. Okay. Two successes.
Okay. So what that means, unless you want to try pushing it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm just giving you the option.
Yeah, the more the merrier, right? So
You'll have to take a mental condition.
Yeah, I know. So I will do it.
Okay.
Nothing happens. Great.
Okay.
And I guess I'm getting frightened.
Okay. That makes sense. This would
Makes a
be
lot of
a
sense.
somewhat frightening experience. Okay. So, as you describe, this is your sort of reaction to it, and more you're seeing through this blackness. Again, like you're seeing the book. You're starting to feel like you can breathe again. You start to hear like the droning of the voices of Sven talking to the others, like sort of imploring them to go down. He he had just heard, and you're sort of in the stateroom. You know you are. You're not drowning. You're not being submerged. There's no water. And also, you get this feeling of sort of intense frustration and but also a feeling of exaltation, like you're almost somewhere, like you've almost accomplished something, and you get like a brief image of pigs in the hold down below.
Pigs.
Pigs. But
Okay.
then it's sort of gone. Like so like as this fear is sort of replaced by these feelings of almost excitement, and but again like tinged with this ongoing sort of frustration and anger, really. But it's like vengeance is almost upon you, right?
Okay. So I stumble back from the book, like I get like afraid and a little bit like there is something here, guys. Something just happened to me. I got this very weird feeling, like if I was drowning, I couldn't escape, and I was gonna die. I really felt like I was gonna die here, man. People. And then something else came to me, like a feeling of exaltation and like if I had been successful at something. So I don't know if these are my feelings or if I was a conduit to something else, and then somehow I saw pigs like in the cargo bay, or a feeling of pigs in cargo bay. It's the most bizarre thing ever.
As a sort of just a GM aside, you had noticed pigs being loaded into the ship when you
Okay.
had first
Sorry.
boarded, so you might remember that.
So
Chanting. Come on.
Sven, I just died. I almost died here. I just told you.
Yeah, but
Do you think I'm crazy or what?
you seem fine.
You have no empathy, man. You're a monster.
Oh dear.
Robbers, I think you're muted if you're trying to say something.
How does Amadeo look? Does he look like white or ghastly, or does he just look a little bit unnerved? Does this supernatural experience have an effect on him physically? Like he's sweating and he's pale?
I mean, I'm frightened, so I guess I would be like a little bit pale of the shock, and I'm probably, I don't know, maybe I was even now, and now I'm angry with Sven that he's not
just-
believing me.
It's just seasickness, probably. You're a doctor, right? You've just fainted, had a fit, and imagined something. Come on.
I
There's
go up
actual
to Amadeo.
chanting happening right now.
I go up to Amadeo and I'm like, I put a hand on his shoulder and it's like, you're gonna be okay. Remember, you don't believe in this.
What do you mean I don't believe in this?
You were doubting it this morning. Now come on, let's go.
Yes,
Well-
that's the spirit.
And take that book with you.
I think
Take-
there's
I'm
a
not
lot-
gonna touch that book. You can take it, Selma.
I will take the book and I will put it with my belongings, my other books that.
Do you try and take the book with any amount of subterfuge, considering you're in a room with other people, or do you just grab it?
I will take some level of subterfuge. Yes.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
All right. That is 5 dice.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Well, I am going to push that.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. You take perception is or precision, right?
yes.
Is a physical.
Okay. So
You cut yourself on the book.
A paper cut.
Yeah,
I'll say exhausted, perhaps.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been-
mentally tired.
Yeah.
I want to get to the bottom of this, and Amadeo is having these strange panic attacks, and I'm just tired. Let's get the book. Let's go see these cultists, and I'm just, I'm tired of acting in front of this captain that doesn't even respect our line of work.
That's true. I mean, look, like you've been putting a lot of yourself into this. Okay, so you grab the book as sneakily as you can. You don't know if anyone else noticed that you took it, and the four of you, unless you tell me otherwise, you head down back to the main deck. There is a great degree of activity here. As you come down these stairs, which are very wet now from all the people coming up and down, you see Amethyst go running by back toward the back of this sort of main deck, like through this sort of ballroom, just going full out, and she has like a dinner roll like in her mouth as she's going, and she's being followed by Stefan and these three crewmen.
Can I, at this point, whistle her to come to where I am?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna have you roll dice all day. Wait, do we not have an animal handling?
No.
Nope.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
12 skills.
That's
Empathy.
just manipulation.
All right. That's another 5 dice. Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so you whistle. Amethyst and you haven't been together for a very long time, but you know she comes around and she does like this hard turn where you know how like dogs will do, like they do like this. So she like starts scrabbling across the floor, and like these three crewmen that are behind Stefan like sort of knock him over, and they all kind of go splattering on the floor as the dog scratches at the hardwood. She comes running toward you with this bread in her mouth. So she's coming. Do you stay? Do some of you stay? Do you all go down? What?
I wanted to go down, but I wanted to have my guard dog with me.
Yeah, she's coming.
All right.
Yeah, I would follow, but I will let Sven be the first. I'm gonna be the last. I'm very angry.
And as much as I mocked Amadeo, I will keep an eye on him if he's like strays too close to the edge of the ship or to the water. I was like, I'm trying to calm him down, like, hey, it's okay, there's nothing, don't worry about it. But at the same time, I am concerned that he's going to try to jump into the water or do something.
And at the same time, I'm kind of glancing on my shoulder and grabbing at you, Selma, and saying, "We need your dog. We need your dog. Come on, what are you doing? Come on."
I'm calling the dog's here. Let's go.
Yeah, Amadeo's fine.
I'm also trying to figure out if I actually have this pistol or if I don't.
It's
quite important.
Up to you, really.
Roll for it.
Yeah, we can do it even to odds if you want.
You did pack one to take with you. You mean like
Yeah.
just on you? Why wouldn't you
I mean,
have it?
I had it last time and I didn't throw it away, so.
Well, we talked about at the
Yeah.
beginning of like last session that you took.
Oh,
a
I think.
pistol
I
with you,
mean,
didn't
I guess the question is if it's on his person or not.
Oh,
or
right.
If it's in the
Yeah.
cabin.
Yeah, I mean, it would be on my person, I think.
There you are. You have it.
Okay, in that case, I have it. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Because then, in that case, we have a weapon. Brilliant.
I've got
So,
I've got
yeah.
a knife as well. Not the
Okay.
against
Alright.
Russian mobs. Yeah. Anyway,
Russian-
I've got zero. I've got
probably
zero
something
skill in melee, I think, or whatever.
I
it's
feel,
called
I
here.
feel it's more like Russian mad aristocrats. That's usually how that
Sure.
goes. Yeah,
First
I'll
one,
be
yes.
following behind. I'll be following behind Sven, keeping a hand sort of inside of my coat pocket, as I go, and like.
I've just seen my close combat is at -1 because of my defect as well, so I'm probably shit. If we get to
That's
this
if
point.
I want to activate it,
Okay, right.
right?
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so which I would obviously.
Yeah.
So you go downstairs. You hear Stefan up above with his crew yelling about the punch. He's like, "Now that the dog's taken care of, let's find this punch bowl." And he goes on. You head down the stairs, back into the sort of corridor again. Like as I described previously with Sven, it's pretty dark down here. There are these hanging lamps are kind of swaying back and forth through the in the corridor and kind of moving the shadows, of course, back and forth, back and forth. Behind you is your own quarters, and on the opposite side is the quarters where Sven had heard the chanting.
Okay,
I
can
guess
we?
there's only one.
Yeah.
How do you proceed?
We rush
let
towards
us
the
ban.
door. Yeah, I kind of indicate down the corridor. This way.
At this point, I would have to ask: do you think, having lived in Imperial Russia for a while and so on, do you think Yalma knows a little bit of Russian?
I mean, that would make perfect sense to me. It's up to you.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of going up to the door and sort of trying to disrupt them by speaking Russian.
Hey, Tovarich.
We're going to just burst in.
Yes, but what if it's locked, Sven?
Okay, so you're all here huddled at the bottom of the stairs with the dog.
Come
Go
on,
on.
come on.
Well, all
just-
right.
Just tapping my cane.
Okay, so you're going to go with some speed toward the stores, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. Who's sort of leading the way?
I am.
Ben.
I seem to be the one who's most keen to get in there, so I'll be
Okay.
leading the way.
All
All right.
I'll be behind him with the dog.
How do you? I guess my next question is: do you try to go through the door like a battering ram? Do you try the latch?
I'm gonna pause outside the door. Are they still speaking? Are they still chanting?
Okay. One further question.
Mhm.
How quietly did you approach, or not at all?
Well, we're all four of us with the
with the dog.
Rottweiler.
Yeah.
I don't imagine we're
I
very
don't
quiet.
imagine, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
imagine I'm gonna even try to be quiet.
Okay.
And I'm not in a good mood either, so probably.
All right.
I
Yeah.
don't give a
Okay.
shit.
Matt, you get to the door. They're no longer chanting, but you do hear talking, and now there's 3 voices inside talking. You don't hear in the moment the sound of the muffled person that you'd heard before.
They've stopped.
We saw the peasant outside, right? Before, who was probably in the same company as these people.
That was just Ben.
Yeah.
We didn't see it.
Okay, but you did tell us about it.
Yeah,
So,
he did tell us about it.
What I'm thinking is, if they would, if it would be possible to fool them that one of these other Russians came up and said something in Russian, like, "We have some problems, boss," that kind of thing. See if they open up. Because that's what I was thinking about doing. But yeah, I don't know.
I
You
also
can do that before barging in.
I
ahead.
heard somebody. It sounded like somebody was gagged as well. They might have some sort of prisoner inside. We might need to help this person. I think we should. Should I
Yes.
barge the door down?
Just give me a second. Like as you walk up to the door, I sort of hold up your arm a little bit. I tap you on the shoulder. Like, I want to try something. I know some of this Russian.
Surprise! The element of surprise. They'll hide whatever's inside if you knock.
Whispering.
Well, they shoot us through the door. God damn. Whatever. Go ahead. It's your loss.
All right.
I'll let you do it.
Okay, then yeah, if you just want to hammer your way through, Sven, make a force roll.
I want to actually. Oh my god. I think I want to try the door handle first and see if the door just opens.
Okay,
So
you reach down,
Yeah.
and you jiggle the handle.
I don't
It's
jiggle the
locked.
handle. I turn the handle.
Yeah. yeah. I'm kidding.
This isn't Hollywood.
No, no. Yeah, no,
Oh
you
no, that's
reach
locked.
down.
That's definitely locked. Right, then I'm just gonna try and shoulder barge my way through
Okay.
with my crippled body.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the impairment's just to close combat, so I won't.
It is, yeah. But my force isn't great either.
I mean, I could use it in general, but no. Yeah, make a force roll. totally normal.
Right.
I'm not worried at all. Breaks his sick body.
I'm gonna push that.
Okay.
2 successes.
Ooh.
And I'm taking the battered. I'm taking the battered condition for that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this would hurt, right?
Yeah.
And
So maybe on the second, like I go, bam, and then I smash.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, on the second one, right? You hit it once, and then like you hit it again, maybe like just above the lock, and it kind of comes loose, and this door kind of like gives away with you coming into this room. Immediately inside, you're struck by what you see is like it's very low lit in here. In fact, you probably would have noticed this from the outside. There are a couple sort of candles burning on this desk on the far side. There are these 3 men in here standing, one of them all wet, who had seen not too long before. 2 of them sort of have this sort of peasantish appearance. The other one is this considerably more well-dressed one. He's standing. They all sort of turn and glance to you, and in the moment you catch like a sort of glint of metal from something on the desk, which you realize very quickly is some sort of very elaborate looking dagger.
Sorry, the desk. Where's this desk?
It's on the other side of the room from you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Also, you can hear some moving inside this closet that's off to the left side of the cabin. One of these men, the sort of well-dressed one, turns very quickly, and he sort of barks at you in Swedish, but sounding a little rough, but he knows what he's saying. He's like, "What's the meaning of this?"
What's the meaning of this?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, sorry. And there's a form on the floor, all done up in sort of chalk in the shape of a heptagram.
What is this unholiness that you're performing in here?
Yeah.
I thought someone had reported some ungodly chanting coming from this room. It wasn't until I heard it for myself that I thought I'd had to come and investigate. I am appalled, sir! I am appalled! Selma!
The rest of you... the rest of you, what are you doing as Sven comes barging in? You hear this sort of exchange very quickly.
Well, I've already pulled out my service revolver, so I sort of keep it tracked towards the richer gentleman.
So do you go into the room such that you could see them? I mean, this is a pretty narrow doorway.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine I would. That was what I thought I would do, like following it right behind Sven.
Okay, so you follow immediately behind Sven. Sven's kind of off to the side and behind this door.
I'm definitely letting him in. Yeah.
Sven, Hjalmar, you come in after him. Amadeo and Selma, you're sort of blocked off by these 2. Do you have any sort of like immediate reaction I should take note of?
Well, do we see inside? We don't even see inside.
You probably, I mean, if you kind of like moved around to the side, you might be able to see kind of like over Hjalmar's shoulders.
I'm just gonna have Amethyst like bark aggressively so that the people inside know that we have like a Rottweiler outside.
Yeah, I don't even think you can control that. I think immediately as things start getting frenetic like this, Amethyst just starts losing it. Yeah, definitely.
I'm just waiting outside.
Is there space for Selma and Amadeo to actually come into the room?
Yeah, if you kind of move further into the room.
When I hear Amethyst bark, I'll kind of glance and be like, I'll grab Hjalmar and say, "Let them in, let them in."
Okay. So in the sort of like this very instant though, this man responds. He's like, "Oh, what? You know nothing of what we're doing here. You have no business here. You would leave immediately." And he sees that Hjalmar has this pistol drawn, and he reaches toward his breast to sort of grab a firearm as well.
Yeah,
you can see him starting to draw this thing.
Yeah. As he does that, I sort of trail it like straight at him, and I'm like, "If you draw that, you're going down."
Okay. Do you take a step in to allow Salma and Tony to
I'm
move
not going in. Amadeo's not going in.
In fact, actually, before we get to that, I'm going to draw cards because it seems like this is
Yeah.
this is the situation we're in.
Yeah. I was gonna say something after Sven said that, but like, yeah, I can't fool that I'm police now. After what you did.
Sure you could. Sure you could.
I mean, not really. It's like, I'm appalled about it. It's not like, and I'm a police officer.
No, I could easily just say that that I grabbed a police officer who happens to be on board.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's partially true. I used to be, and but yeah.
Sorry, do any
I
of you have the talent where you draw more than one card?
No.
No.
All right. In that case, Sven,
Oh, nice.
Tony. Oh, sorry, I'm mixing up character and player names.
Yeah.
Amadeo was a 4, was that right?
Yeah,
four.
for Amadeo. We have Hjalmar 6. Just to be tricky, we have Selma at 9.
Where are the
Okay.
whiskies?
And what about the Russians?
They are.
Or, I mean, you don't have to tell us if you don't want to. Okay.
Yeah.
It's useful information. So, Sven, what are you doing in this moment? As this Russian guy had said what he said, he's sort of clearly reaching for a gun. Another one behind him is reaching for this dagger on the desk. What do you do?
Oh my god. I want to get out of the way to let Selma and her Hound of Death in. That's my thinking, is the dog is going to like scare them and cause confusion. I'm still in pain from my injury. I don't fancy getting into a fight up close and personal. You know, I'm not a fisticuffs sort of guy. So I'm literally just going to kind of move myself to the side. And I'm going to try and keep up this dialogue of saying, "Don't do it! Don't do it! My friend here's a police officer. He'll be within his rights to shoot you if you draw on him."
Okay, and to make this interesting, because we are in this situation, I am going to use your broken body against you, and I'm going to make you make a test to even just move that short amount. So make an agility test.
Mm-hmm. I'm already suffering from a condition, so it's only 2 dice.
All right.
All right. I'm not going to be pushing this one, I don't think.
Seems
Yeah.
foolish.
Nope. That's a fail, and I'm not going to push that.
Okay, you weren't holding any sort of weapons or anything.
No.
You just come bashing. Okay, so you move, and you trip over like a chair that's kind of pretty close to the sort of inside the door as you're trying to come in, and just go sprawling onto the ground. Okay, but you do, in fact, make space for Selma in so doing. Amadeo.
Well, I'm outside, just looking
You are.
outside. I'm just, well, I don't even see if these guys are drawing weapons or daggers or anything, I guess.
Unless someone says something. Well, actually, I mean, you know that Hjalmar had shouted out the thing about drawing the weapon.
Yeah. I will just probably take my cane and get ready. I mean, I don't know if he has a security lock or anything to.
Yeah. Whatever you have to do, however you imagine it getting the sort
so
of
I unlock the
business end of
thing
this
and
out.
I have it a little bit drawn enough that if somebody comes out, I will be like, "Shoo!"
Okay, excellent.
Angard.
Okay. So you begin drawing that. Hjalmar, it's your go. This person is not stopping what they're doing.
In that case, if he intends to draw his weapon, I'll shoot him.
Okay.
Because he is obviously going to try to shoot me, so I'll shoot him.
Well, I mean,
Who shot
you have-
first?
You did walk in with a gun drawn.
Yes, and I threatened him. Trying to pull a gun on someone, as we know, especially if you're one of these dirty Slavs, you get shot.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I'm role-playing as a Finn in the 19th century here. I'm not gonna play nice.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Go for it.
So, there'll be 5 dice, I believe.
I believe so. Also, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of aim action in this. That's typical if you want to do that.
I would. I mean, in the end, I would like to try to get him not to draw his weapon, but if you're saying that he is, then this is the action that's gonna happen.
So I guess we can. No. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if you want to sort of manipulate him using the pistol as your action and make an attempt on that, we can do that.
I mean, what I would like to do is sort of try to get him to not fight, because, like, if you have a person with a gun drawn on you and you don't have it yet, you're probably going to get shot and die. That's how that works.
Usually.
So, like, I mean,
unless it's a Wild West and you can draw.
Yeah, unless you're Clint fucking Eastwood, but is this guy Clint Eastwood? I don't know.
You have a 0 in ranged combat, so probably not.
So.
The other guy you mean, the Russian?
Yeah, the other guy, yeah. I mean, I already have it drawn. It's not that difficult to pull the trigger.
No. In that case, we're gonna, you can make a manipulation, and you can, what's the bonus you get from
a 2 for the pistol?
+2. +2.
Add that.
In that case, it's 8 dice.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I sort of pulled the pistol on him, and I'm like, we don't want any violence here. Just put that pistol down, and we can talk. That kind of thing.
All right.
Let's see if it works. Yeah, 2 successes.
I am going to.
I might even push that and make myself angry.
Go for it.
I will actually, because I want to see if it gets better. Nope, but I get angry.
then your murder will be justified.
I'm angry because of these dastardly Russians.
Okay, I rolled for him. He does not stop what he's doing. Okay, in which case he draws it, and he points it at you, and he says, "Get out of here now! You no business here." It's like, he's like, "We're being attacked!" And sort of one of the other sort of Russians that are in here grabs this sort of dagger off the table, and the rest of you sort of see it in its full detail, and it has what looks like some sort of like bone handle, which ends in what looks like a serpent's head, with the sort of blade coming out, and he's holding this sort of menacingly as he moves forward, kind of obscuring only slightly the one who has the gun, and the other one kind of moves forward a bit as well. All of them seem entirely fearless in doing this. Selma, you saw Sven collapse as he made room for Amethyst. Now there are a couple guns drawn and knives being wielded. And you hear shing behind you.
So Selma is she's angry and she's exhausted and she's tired of these two dudes aiming their guns at each other. You do it. You stop. You stop. No, you stop. So Selma's just gonna sick Amethyst at the gun wielding Russian.
All right.
It's just like as Amethyst has been trained, like I don't know, like a click and a point, and Amethyst just in an attempt to charge and attack.
All right. Let's see. I mean, I can't even remember if there's. I probably should have looked at this. But
there's a talent.
Dog.
There's a talent for a pet, which if we use that as an example of how
on equipment, it says that the guard dog gives +2 to vigilance and close combat.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, but we're thinking about the dog moving for sort of itself in a way. So let me.
I've always thought that this Rottweiler was a puppy. I don't know why. Which
No,
creates a
it's a-
different image.
It's a
Good
fully
puppy.
fledged guard dog to protect
Yeah.
me from horrible, dangerous things.
Okay, cool. All right,
Like
so
naked people in the woods.
Yes.
all right. In that case, I'm going to have you make another manipulation roll because you're sort of using this dog to sort of act independently. You don't have this talent. We're just going to roll with it.
Okay.
And if you succeed, the dog will do as you wish.
Alrighty. That is my dice. I will push that.
Okay.
Yes!
All right.
I am
Yeah.
frightened. I have a phobia of people with guns.
All right, excellent. I'm going to roll that then as Amethyst leaps forth, jaws out, and tries to grab this guy. Okay. And I'm going to roll for him. All right. Amethyst rushes in and she grabs this guy by the leg, and he sort of twists in the moment. Going back, Sven, you're on the floor.
Yeah, I'm on the floor. Are we top of the round?
Top of the round.
All
You're
right.
on the floor. What are you doing? Amethyst just rushed in and started and kind of grabbed this sort of well-dressed one around the leg, which he kind of like cries out in pain. And that's where we are. What are you doing?
Oh my god, if we want to leave here, I'm going to be the last one out of the room as well.
No going back now.
No. Oh my god. I am going. Oh god, what are my options even for combat actions here? Didn't think this through once again.
Have him
Rushing.
in the foot.
Well, you can always
Rushing
make
headlong.
them trip, right? You just roll and try to trip them.
I mean, I don't want to like grappling is just yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna try and
Go for the
trip.
pinky toe.
I'm gonna try and. I'm on the floor, right? They're coming close to us.
Yeah.
I want to try and I imagine they're not focusing on me, right? There's a dog that's rushed at them. There's a guy with a gun pointed at them. I look like an
Yeah.
old man who's just collapsed on the floor. So imagine, like, I'm kind of hoping.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of hoping that they're not paying me much attention, and I'm gonna try and just stealthily sneak along the side of the room, past them, under their nose.
Okay. So the sort of room you're on the inside. You kind of fall into one side. The other side is this desk. There's this heptagram in the middle of the room. There are these sort of three Russians. Two of them have come forward. The other one with the gun is behind. And you want to try and get kind of like crawl around the side of the room, like toward the desk maybe, or
Yeah,
toward
just,
the
just to
closet.
get
where
just
you
to kind
have
of towards the closet. Right. I want to make my way to the closet.
Okay, excellent. Sure. Make a stealth roll, and because of the situation, what will allow that this could even happen.
Right. Okay. So it's yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to handle quite a few different windows here. Just keep
Yep.
on it now. 6 dice. Oh God!
Oh no.
Hold on. Do I want to push this? Take another condition. My physique is going to go down to 1 dice. I think I need to.
Okay.
1 success.
One success.
And I'm going with
Okay.
exhausted.
All right. Battered, exhausted. You're crawling because like this pain, right? This pain from where you had been You got shot.
I got
So
shot,
this
yeah.
pain where you had been shot is just kind of shooting through like one whole side of your body, and it's draining you. And it's everything you can do to sort of like pull yourself along, sort of quietly as the sort of actions going on above you, as the dog kind of like rushing through, and you're crawling around to the side of the room, to this sort of closet, and you can see it's one of these like sliding closets, and it's like partially open. And as you get to the side of it, like you're on the ground, and you see someone's face looking out at you, like their eyes wide with fear, and you can see that they've been gagged. These strikingly blue eyes are looking at you. Okay.
Do I recognize the
Amadeo.
person at all?
Sure. Yep. What?
Do I recognize the person at all?
You do not
Okay.
recognize them.
All right. Okay.
Sorry.
Female, male? Yes. Other.
Male. As far as Amadeo.
So Selma is not going in, right?
Right. If you wanted to sort of push your way past, you probably could do that.
So I will try to, with the, just not drawn yet, but just getting ready. I will
Okay.
just push through and gauge the situation. I don't know. So basically, Hjalmar is just confronting the three guys.
Yeah, so basically you'd be taking like a spot next to Hjalmar, right? Sort of like putting your body there.
And Amethyst. Amethyst is there too.
And Amethyst, Amethyst is already there, kind of wrestling with this guy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I basically, finished drawing the cane. I mean, the sword inside the cane. Or sword.
Mhm. Okay. So you move up and you brandish this blade.
Yeah, the blade,
Awesome. Hjalmar, the moment of truth. Do you or don't you?
I'll shoot him.
All right.
Yes.
You are our Han Solo. Very well.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Make your... So what I'm going to say is the... what was the bonus from the dog again? 3?
+2.
Uno.
+2. So Hjalmar, you can add 2 to your ranged combat roll because of the aid that's coming from Amethyst. That's how we're going to handle this.
Because it's not excellent on its own. All right, then let's see what happens. 3 successes! Ooh,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
5 damage.
Wow. Do you push that?
No.
Okay. In that case, shot rings out in the room. And yeah, there's this immediate echo and this discharge of the smoke and this loud crack as Hjalmar takes this shot, and shoots this sort of Russian aristocrat-looking man directly in the head, and he falls back onto the floor with Amethyst sort of worrying still at his leg as he collapses backward. Okay.
So, directly after that, in that case, I would say,
Yeah.
put down that knife or you'll suffer the same fate as your master. He says, I say in Russian, to the others.
Okay.
And
I'm going to roll to determine how they react to this. All right.
whoops.
So on now we are at them, and Hjalmar, this one with a knife, lunges at you.
Okay.
Okay. So I imagine you didn't add like a bonus for aiming, right? So you still have a minor action if you want to try and defend yourself in some way.
I will. Is that close combat or agility or?
I think it would be close combat. I mean, you could probably use either. Like agility would be sort of like dodging, because I can't remember exactly how it works in this.
It's
so
Yeah.
you can
it's
treat
meant
it
to
like
be,
hands.
hold on. I think it's supposed to be there's an action for this, which is to dodge as agility roll.
Yeah, I just can't remember if like you have to make the choice whether you're like
Yeah.
standing up or.
In any case, it won't matter because it won't influence.
It doesn't
the
say anything
roll all
about that.
much.
It doesn't say
Okay,
anything about
good.
throwing yourself
Yeah,
on the
you
floor.
can use agility or close combat.
Yeah,
However.
and I mean, I'm gonna try to dodge out of the way instead of blocking it because Yelma is not very strong, and
Okay.
that's gonna be 2D unless the dog is still helping me, which I assume
Not
it's
in this
not.
case.
So let's see. Yes, one success. By the gods.
All right. In that case, let's see.
By the gods.
Did I not write this down? I probably should have if I didn't. Okay. You take one condition,
Excellent.
one physical condition.
I'm obviously gonna take wounded.
Yeah.
As this knife goes into the side of me somehow.
Yeah. So he lunges forward. You had taken this shot. He's stabbing at you. And yeah, you take this so far rather superficial cut as he's barking at you in Russian, which you fully understand. He is using all manner of profanity and cursing you, like and like beyond just being sort of profane, like he is actively cursing you.
Whoops.
Okay. And another one, the other one rushes forward to try and grab Amadeo.
The peasant-looking one.
Sorry?
The one that looks like a
So I
peasant.
would,
Yeah, the soaking one goes to grab Amadeo, right?
so
Yes.
I would try to defend with my blade if I can.
Oh yeah, absolutely you can.
So I
and
can
add your-
even skew here. Okay, Russia.
I think if you get more successes than you need, you can do a counterattack.
Well, if he doesn't have any weapon and I have a blade. that's
Yeah,
not
well, I
really
mean, you
good
get
for
a
him.
bonus to your roll.
Yeah,
from
so
the
the
blade.
bonus. So 1. Okay. So 3. So I have 5 die. Do I roll or I wait for you?
Yep, go ahead and roll. Sorry.
Okay. No. Just 1 success.
One success. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
you keep him at bay. He doesn't want to get skewered as he comes at you. Okay, and Selma.
So they're both currently engaged
Yep.
with these people.
Yep.
Can I order Amethyst to help them out, to like let go of the other guy and attack one of the other ones, like to try help Hjalmar?
Sure. We'll put it down to another manipulation roll. As
Alright.
you, because at the moment, yeah, she's still tearing at the dead guy, as you had told her to do.
That's fair. Good dog. But...
Yeah.
So that's 4 dice. Here we go. Oh no!
What's this
Yeah, I'm not
manipulation
gonna
roll
push that.
for? For controlling the dog.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna push that. I'm probably screaming, Amethyst, stop! Over here! Amethyst!
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. She's like, "Arr, arr, arr," and just.
and Selma is screaming in both anger and she is frightened. She is definitely scared at what is currently taking place.
Yeah, I mean, there's blood on the wall now.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, we go back up to the top of the round, and Sven, you are on the floor. You see this man in front of you through this opening in the closet. Also, you can hear shouting now from out in the corridor.
I'm conflicted, right? There's just been a gunshot, so I would have my head would have jerked round, I'll see the guy fall to the floor with the gun that he had pulled. I'm assuming fairly close to me. But at the same time, I want to get this person out of the closet, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend this round to take their gag off. First, take the gag off and be like, "It's going to be okay. We're here to save you."
Yeah. You take the gag off, and you reach back, and you can feel immediately as you kind of reach back to get where it's sort of been bound, but it's all sort of wet with sweat, right? And this guy's skin feels like very, very cold, and like as you get the gag off, like his tongue kind of like hangs out as you do that, and his head just kind of like rolls back off to the side. He's clearly kind of like not all together here, right? And as you do that, he starts like murmuring over and over again this word "warning" that you had heard earlier. As you do that, yeah, his entire mouth area is all very wet.
Okay, that's creepy. Not the reaction I was expecting. But yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna continue to try and I'm gonna kind of pull myself a little bit into the closet while I'm doing this as well to kind of get myself out of the way. But yeah.
And I would say, like, you also notice his hands are bound, and you probably have time to sort of.
I mean, I have a knife with me too, right? So
exactly, right.
I will just cut the bonds if I.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this is what you're doing, and you get this guy unbound. But again, he's very sort of malleable, and he just sort of keeps repeating this word as this is going on, and this scuffle in the room with you, and this sort of shouting in the corridor beyond. Hjalmar, it is your turn.
So I just realized one problem with the thing I was probably telling them is that if you shoot a gun in this small of a room, they will probably be deafened for at least a minute. Because, yeah, that's how gunshots in small rooms work. I just realized that.
Quite
later.
loud.
Yeah, deafening quite literally. But yeah, I'll be... he has to attack me, so I assume I'd take a shot at him too, to be honest.
Shooting in very close combat like this is more difficult. You can absolutely do that, or you can try and club him with it.
I think that will be almost impossible, actually. It would be more difficult. So I'm just gonna sort of try to get a shot at him somehow. Unfortunately. Which will be even louder.
All right.
What would I roll for that? Is the dog helping us? Who did we succeed in getting the dog to help us?
No, dog's
No,
still.
you didn't.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, it's 5 dice again. Because if this is correct, is precision not affected by conditions?
Precision would be affected by your physical conditions.
Yeah, because I pressed this and it doesn't affect precision, but that's probably a.
It does.
It's probably a problem with the sheet that I have.
You're on. So you're not. It doesn't look like you're. Oh.
Well,
it's been overwritten. It's been overwritten. That's all. The cell has been overwritten.
Yeah,
so anyway.
as I thought. I thought there was that, but I thought it was right to check. So that would be 4 then.
Yeah, you should have -1 for that. I'll just update it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright, it's the white one, not the black one. I always forget. 4. Let's see. Yes, 1 success.
Okay.
So that's probably not gonna be enough.
Yeah. All right. So you squeeze a shot off, but where you squeeze the shot off, he's not there anymore. He's sort of like moved to the side in the moment.
I mean, in the end, I imagine Hjalmar is more or less trying to protect himself by shooting and not necessarily trying to kill him. So he's trying to keep him off him, more or less.
Yeah, though I suppose you can push it if you want.
No.
Okay. So you take the shot. Excellent. Okay.
Hjalmar,
this guy.
Hjalmar should be angry as well. I ticked that earlier. anyway.
Yeah, I ticked that earlier, yeah.
It was off for some reason. Anyway, all good. Who's up next?
Amadeo.
So I will tell the guy, I don't want to hurt you, but if you don't stop right away, I will hurt you. Go on your knees. And I try to put as much emphasis on go on your knees as I can.
Okay. Make a manipulation roll and add the bonus for your cane.
Okay.
This has become canon now in how I do this.
Why not? It's a good. So that would be 7 die for me. Okay. Amazing. 0. No success. Wow. 7 die.
Do you push that?
I really don't feel like. No.
No. Okay. In that case, he does not cease and desist as you had commanded, and immediately tries to grab you again.
And I will defend myself.
Yes. And go ahead and roll for that.
1 success.
1 success. 1 success is all you need. You're in a bit of a standoff. And Hjalmar, this guy's going to try and stab you again.
Yeah, probably going down.
Okay. What sort of reaction are you going to make?
I mean, I'd still try to jump out of... I'd try to sort of jump out of the stab
All right.
again.
Yep.
Using my 1 die. Yeah, nope.
Do you push that?
Yeah, might as well, right?
Okay.
Why not? Nope.
No.
I'm going down either way, so.
Yeah. The difference is if you go down, just go down, or if you get a critical injury on the way, which you do. Do you want to roll for that, or should I?
I'll roll for that. It's more fun to die on your own hand. Let's see. That is a roll.
D66.
It's a roll. D6.
So RV and then D66.
14.
As well.
14's not bad.
That's good.
Knee injury.
Oh.
Well, you were
yeah.
dodging. You were dodging it out of the way, right? So
Yeah, I have a very Ministry of Silly Walks way of solving that in my head, but that's probably not.
Tell me, like, describe.
No,
describe
but like
how you get this knee
as
injury.
no, as I'm stepping up, sort of trying to get away, I sort of like almost lunge away, sort of jumping away, and one of my legs like pretty high up. So when he stabs up, he sort of stabs me straight into the knee,
Oh.
and I sort of go down screaming as he gets it straight under the kneecap, sort of thing, like for
I have a
God's sake. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I have a scar on my knee where I actually had done something similar with like a tree, like a tree stump. It's horrible. So
Similar
I
thing when I
got
got stabbed.
serious sympathy pains right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go down, and we'll deal with the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
Selma, you just heard, or you just witnessed Hjalmar drop down as he tries to leap out of the way of this Russian with this crazy-looking sacrificial dagger-looking thing. You hear yelling sort of behind you, and you hear Stefan and a couple of the crewmen like pounding down the stairs. What are you doing?
I mean, they're already coming this way, which is good.
Mhm.
I can't make them come here faster. I'm gonna go for a classic. I'm going to let loose a piercing scream of horror and point behind these two Russians as I pretend to see something horrible and hope to get them completely
That's
distracted.
awesome, wonderful. Make a manipulation roll. Any successes you get will help you.
Does my deceptive talent that gives +2 when to manipulation when cheating and deceiving help me in this case?
100%. Yes.
Then I will roll 6 dice. Here goes.
Remember that we have disadvantages. I don't know if any of you have used it.
Yeah. I'm looking at my final dice after subtracting the condition. Oh, you mean the disadvantage? You mean the
No,
advantage?
the advantages that you take when you start the mystery.
That's true. Yeah.
I
yes.
just check mine now to see if I could do something, but no.
I see it there. Okay, here goes. All right. And I think I'm gonna. Should I push that? Should I not push that?
It's an opposed roll, manipulating someone, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah, but if I take one more mental condition, I think I'm broken.
No, you just have no dice to roll.
No.
Oh, if you take one more, if you take one more, if you take a 4th mental condition, you'll be broken. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I could take an extra one right here.
Yeah, it's your fourth. Your 4th condition is you become broken. So you can have all 3 conditions ticked, and it's going to give you -3 to all of your dice rolls. But you're not broken until you take a 4th one.
All right, I'll reroll then. I'll reroll. Damn it! It is definitely hopeless. It is definitely hopeless.
Desperate ploy.
Hjalmar has gone down. Sven has crawled away.
And Selma screams. Okay. Excellent. But you did get 1 success, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You scream. They take note of it. Sven, you hear Selma scream. You can hear the shouting getting louder down the corridor. You've unbound this man who's sort of out of it in the closet as well as you can. You're holding this knife. You heard Hjalmar go down. What are you doing?
I'm gonna grab the gun. Is he untied now?
Yes, he is untied.
I'm gonna grab the gun and I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna grab the gun and point it at the... I'm just, in my head, I'm thinking that this is gonna... If the crew of the ship come in and I'm holding the gun, it's gonna look really bad, right? But I'm not thinking logically in the moment. In the moment, I'm just thinking, grab the gun, don't let them stab us to death. So I'm gonna grab that gun and I'm gonna point. I'm gonna shoot at the guy with the knife.
In the end, it all comes down to keeping the witness alive.
Yeah. So you can so you drop this knife, move across the room as quickly as you can, grab this gun, turn, point at one of them. You wouldn't really like your 2 actions to sort of moving and grabbing the gun.
No problem. That's my intent anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
Or,
no, I totally get it.
At this moment, I'm gonna be like, tracking to shoot one of them. The one with the knife.
Yep.
I'm after the one with the knife specifically.
Perfect.
That's what I'm looking
so
for.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what you do.
Okay.
Amadeo.
So I'm guessing the other guy is also, facing me now.
So there's like a moment of distraction with like Selma's scream. Yeah. I mean, whether or not in this. Yeah.
And I can hear that there are people coming.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, and I only have 1 action. I guess I can only attack and defend.
You have 2. You have 2 actions. You have like one sort of like standard action, which is like an attack, or something kind of slow, and then like a fast action.
Well, then in that case, I will try to attack the guy in front of me just to dissuade him from doing anything else since he's unarmed. I mean, it's not very knightly of me, but whatever. I'm used to fight in the streets, or in the bars. I'm a fighter too.
Okay.
So, so it's 5 die in any case.
Okay. You said you were trying to dissuade him. Are you trying to hurt him, or? Yeah,
I hurt him so he stops, whatever he's doing, because before he didn't go on his knees to stop fighting. So now I'm guessing, I don't think I'm gonna kill him with my blade, but I'm just gonna try to damage him so he feels like, okay, this is serious.
Yeah.
So Just a standard attack.
Yeah.
1 success.
Okay. Are you pushing that?
No.
Okay. So, you succeed, and you sort of drew blood, and he kind of like yelps and like kind of like hops back as you do that, sort of clutching at one of his arms. Okay, and Hjalmar is on the floor. What's Hjalmar doing? Just screaming, rolling around, some combination of both.
I mean, in the end, I think he's just trying to keep himself from sort of passing out from the pain because he's not very tough.
Okay.
Well, you're not broken. You've got 2 physical conditions until you're broken.
Yes, but I also have a critical. Like, I don't know. I could try to get up. I mean, I am broken. I'm down to 0. So.
And critically wounded.
I have 0 in physique.
Why have you taken a critical injury? Just out of curiosity.
Because I took a lot of damage. I mean, Eric said I took one, so I.
You had rolled 1 on your previous thing, and you took another condition. So yeah, you're.
So you are broken.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just looking at your character sheet. Right.
Yeah, I would be broken at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
So there we go.
Okay, awesome.
Broken.
This guy with the knife turns for you, Amadeo.
And I can defend, right?
Having bloodied. Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay, so we'll defend against this guy. Zero successes, so I'm gonna try to. I will push, and obviously nothing comes out of it. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
It's really
You take 2 physical conditions.
Okay. So I'm exhausted and I guess battered.
Sense. So yeah, I mean, maybe you are sort of keeping this guy away, but it's taking like everything out of you to do so as he kind of comes at you in a flurry. Selma, these people are sort of like right behind you now, like they're about to sort of like run into the room. And you're muted.
About that. I'm going to flow that scream into a scream about, well, Hjalmar on the floor. Stefan, do something, like the scream to intensify, to make them come in faster and help in the room. Look, Hjalmar is attacked.
Okay.
They're dying. Help!
Okay, so at this point, the crewman sort of led by Stefan, who sort of has like this saber drawn as he's kind of like rushing in. Their intent will be to restrain everyone and pull everyone apart. So my question is to a lot of you: are you going to sort of comply with this, or are we going to continue this sort of back and forth?
I would comply. I can't do much else.
When they come in, I'm gonna comply. Can I make a stealth roll to try and discreetly drop the pistol back near the body?
That's a great idea.
And I would like to use my my magic tricks. Oh, it's anyway, so use stealth anyway to perform magic. Yeah. So I'm kind of using this as a sort of sleight of hand, a little trick to be like, oh, they're coming. Whoop, make the gun disappear so they never see it in my hand.
Yeah, wonderful, cool. Make that roll.
Yeah, so that's only 5 dice, but I might be pushing this as well because I really do not want to be caught with the smoking gun, so to say. All right, so. Two successes.
All right, so you do that. You never had a gun, wet gun. They come barging in.
And can I also have just kind of scooted a little bit away from the body too at the same time?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you had 2 successes. Why not?
Yeah.
So you move away from the body, having left the gun there.
Mm-hmm.
Stefan and these other crewmen come rushing in. Amadeo, they kind of push by you. Like 2 of them sort of grab this guy who has the knife by the arm. They're kind of manhandling him back. Stefan's kind of takes like this quick sweep of the room, sees the dead guy on the floor, the blood on the wall. Hjalmar is rolling around, screaming, and Stefan is like, "We heard shots. What's the meaning of this? What's going on?"
I'm gonna grab the person in the closet and pull them dramatically out and say, These barbarians were keeping someone gagged and bound in this closet, doing some sort of unholy ritual here, and we stopped them. I could sense that there was something ungodly going on in this room.
I think we found the punch bowl as well.
And he
dragging the guy out of the closet. I'm saying
yeah,
this.
and so one of the sort of crew people who had followed them in, he's just like, "Okay, see to that man, and the rest of you to your rooms. We're going to sort this out. Just to your quarters. Come on." And
I'm
so
gonna,
like
while they're just saying all that, I'm also gonna kind of tuck over him, interrupt them constantly, be like pointing at the floor.
Yeah.
Look at this ungodly thing that they've drawn on the floor. This is purely in communion with the devil.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna help Sven with that. I'm gonna be like, Stefan, be careful. Don't touch those lines. You don't want to step on those lines if you want to live. Kind of like vibe.
I think it's kind of. I think he's already kind of like trodden right through it. But you say that, and like you see like his immediate reaction as he looks on the floor and sees that he sort of like scuffed these lines, and he looks about just ready to like drop this sword. Is there anything else you want him to do in this moment, Selma?
I want him to believe that I'm the only one who can save him from what he's just done.
Okay, all right, and I think that'll round out your sort of earlier interaction. Okay, so he looks at you, Selma, like clearly afraid. You have to go to. I'll escort you to your quarters. The others will figure out what happened here, but we really have to get you separated. We have to. There's been a murder.
I will make a strong case to check on the dead Russian, I guess, saying, I'm a doctor, as I mentioned before when I introduced myself, and I want to have a look at the dead Russian and maybe Hjalmar. I don't know if Hjalmar can actually move.
So you say that, and Stefan's sort of like hand reaches out to sort of like press against like your breast, and he's like, "You've done enough."
Well, I have an idea.
I must insist. I have an oath to fulfill, and I cannot let this man. If there is a possibility of me saving him, I have to do it.
Could I try to manipulate again Stefan into believing that by stepping over this line, his life is in danger, and we have to quickly go and do a spiritual ritual. And don't worry, everything he'll be fine. Hjalmar is a police officer. Amadeo's a doctor. He'll take care of these things. Everything will be fine. And try to like get him out of the room and just let us investigate.
All right. This is what he does. So they have this guy with the knife. You start making this case that this is sort of like how you want to do it. He's like, you have to do what you have to do. I have to go get the captain. I'll be right back. No one leave this room. Olga, see that they don't move. Take the knife off this man. And he leaves the room.
As he does, I'll be yelling, "Throw salt over your back!"
Okay. So he leaves to get the captain. Amadeo, that sort of gives you the space to go over to the Russian aristocrat on the floor. He's dead.
Yeah,
dead.
I imagine, but I will take advantage of this moment to just try to find anything of his persona.
Okay. All right, so you start maybe like going through his clothes,
Sorry,
like, looking for any sort of identification. Is that sort of what you have in mind? Or
Identification
anything you find?
Or anything like a note, anything that anything that can tell me why is this happening.
Okay, you're doing that. Hjalmar, you're screaming on the floor, and Sven, what are you doing?
I'm mainly standing out of the way, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Okay, in your old man get up.
Yeah, I'm properly like stooping over and stuff now. But I do want to, while I'm kind of just trying to blend into the wall. Can I look a bit closer at? I'm imagine I'm pretty close to the middle of the room, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
You said that there was something in the center, like a form in the center with was it like a chalk form? You meant like they drawn?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a heptagram in the center of the room. It's been disturbed now that Stefan's had come in and sort of like kicked everything around. You also notice in this room, sort of like as you're taking note of all this, that there's like a number of papers kind of like scattered on the desk. They're all written in Cyrillic.
Can I? Okay, in that case, I'll probably try and sneak over and grab some while everyone else is dealing with the other people.
Okay.
I mean, especially while Selma's shouting and Amadeo's trying to sort out the the person lying on the floor. I imagine the crew are gonna have are gonna be a little bit distracted.
Yeah. Okay, so you can get these papers. There's also a bag on the desk as well. It looks sort of like a doctor's bag.
Okay, I'll just quickly like grab that and be like pretend that it's mine.
Okay. Do you stuff the papers in it or?
No, the papers I'm just gonna stuff like in my inside my jacket.
Sure. Okay. You do that.
Okay.
Do the rest of you take like these few moments before the captain comes back to do anything else specifically? Amadeo, so I should tell you, you see on the inside of this person's jacket that it's inscribed with his name, and it is Arkady Popov, Count Arkady Popov.
Oh man, that's not good.
Well, there's the press we said.
Yeah, so you see this sort of inscribed on the sort of inside of his collar. You also see in Cyrillic characters. I mean, I guess all this would be in Cyrillic characters. So you don't know immediately what it is, but you guys would be able to figure it out with Hjalmar later. There are initials in Cyrillic, which would be equivalent in Latin characters to HOTA.
Jota. Ota. HOTA.
Yes.
Ota.
And then this is what you sort of discover in this moment. The captain and Stefan are coming down. So for a bit of brevity, they are going to sort of insist that you go back to your cabin to be isolated. They're going to be keeping everyone sort of separated.
Will I have had time to look into the bag?
Yeah,
before the captain comes back? Because
sure, yeah, you can't like do like a sort of detailed survey.
No, just have a quick glance inside. Yeah,
certainly. Inside it, it looks like there's sort of it looks like a doctor's bag when you open it up. You can see like very basic sort of doctor's tools in there. It looks like some like little bottles with stoppers, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay. And assuming you guys don't resist, you'll be taken back to your cabins.
No, I'm gonna leave the bag when they come back in.
Okay, but you have the papers.
Yeah, but I've got the papers.
I will try to help Hjalmar as soon as I can.
Yeah, I think in these few moments, there's not a whole lot you can do, but as you get back to the cabin, that's certainly something we can do. Okay, so then we'll sort of skip ahead. That they came in, there was the sort of scolding, what have you done while you're supposed to be here investigating? There's a murdered man. The captain is incredibly unhappy. Stefan's trying to sort of make a case for you that it looked like you were just trying to defend yourselves, blah, 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 but you have to get sequestered away into your cabin. You're brought in with Amethyst, closed in the room. There's the stench of piss in the corner. But you're back in your sort of luxurious cabin. Outside, through like the port windows, you can see the sort of storm going heavier. Amadeo, I imagine you're trying to treat Hjalmar.
So I would be 6 die. I will take out my doctor's bag. So that would be 4 plus 2, 6, 7, 8 die.
Okay. So yeah, you can roll for that to
2 successes.
Is okay. So let's see. We have like the rest, the scene. I'm just trying to think of how we'll treat this. We're just treating him as a broken character. All right. So Hjalmar, you are not broken. You recover a condition as well. You're working on Hjalmar's knee. What are you talking about altogether?
Well,
Or doing otherwise?
Well, when I'm treating Hjalmar, I will probably write down the Cyrillic characters to tell him, look, I found this on the dead Russian. What does he mean? So I guess that's where we figure out that he's Count Arkady Popov.
Exactly.
I don't know if anybody has any idea of this name, if it rings a bell. I don't know. Maybe it appeared on the newspapers. I mean, Selma, I don't know.
It's a pretty reasonable chance if he's famous.
I'm also from the nobility,
yeah.
so I don't know if he's... I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great question. Whether or not you've heard of him. I'm trying to think of what a good role for that would be.
Why would we just roll it like a luck die?
Yeah, I think so.
4 higher, or like whatever the odds are. Like you set the odds 50-50 or more, or what?
What I would say is, Hjalmar, you have... Actually, Hjalmar, you've definitely heard of this person. I apologize.
My lord.
You not only know of him, he knows you.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, he knew you, and he was part of the sort of plot that got you more or less exiled. Basically, you had found out that he was involved in a couple of... Well, you didn't know for sure, but you were pretty sure. Like, you've been investigating like these missing persons cases, and more, like the sort of clues were pointing to this Russian nobleman. You had never met him personally, but you knew of him, and you realized as you were getting close and sort of asking questions about it, more and more, it was starting to have blowback on you, right? But you strongly suspect that he was involved in these sort of missing persons cases, and the repercussions of you sort of investigating it led to you being where you ended up in Sweden.
Not looking good for my case.
And what was and what happened with the person, the male that was in the closet? Was taken away?
Yeah, he's being seen to by the ship's crew.
Okay.
You would imagine. I don't think you know for sure, but
No,
that's
but
kind of like
he's
how
not
things
with
were
us.
looking.
Yeah,
when you
okay.
were brought out. Yeah, he's not with you.
I'm just trying to imagine the life trajectory of someone who shoots a Russian count.
Maybe it's better you die on this mission. I don't know.
I mean, what is clear that these Russian guys, they thought that they were doing like a ritual, either, maybe killing this person, or maybe they were preparing to sacrifice the pigs on the cargo, maybe using the blood of the pigs. I don't know. Just because I'm trying to connect with the vision I had and the pigs that arrive. But it's very weird. And we didn't, a year ago when we were looking at newspapers, if the Russians were aboard and they were chanting, they would have done the same thing. And there was no missing person besides the captain, right?
Yeah, from that voyage, the only person that died during it was the captain.
So, one of the things I would like to do while we're back in our quarters is to look at the papers I nicked and to give them to Hjalmar once he's recovered, to say, I'm assuming I can't read Cyrillic, I can't read Russian. So give them to Hjalmar and say, like, I pinched these off the desk in there. Can you make any sense of it?
I'm sort of... I assume, like, Amadea has given me some pain medication and something, so I'm probably, like, sweating and all that from, like, the pain. Like, give me a moment, I'll probably be able to read it. And he sort of picks it up and he looks at them. I can read this.
Yeah. Make an investigation.
Yeah. Oh, right, no dice. Let's see, what would that be? It would be 4. Oh, right, I can ignore mental conditions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that is the full 5 plus 3. Two successes.
Excellent. Do you want to push that or no?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll push that. I don't really know which one fits, but I'll push it. Yeah, that's 4
Wow.
successes.
Okay. All right. You take a mental condition as you're looking through this. It's all incredibly esoteric and written in ways that is sort of written in sort of like antiquated language that you'd more associate with the church. But there are other bits of it as well. It's making strange references to things that you've never heard of, frankly. But the main sort of like drive of all this is it's about this creature, Gorning, which is supposed to be this massive serpent that lives in the depths of the Bothnian. And you realize what you're reading are sort of instructions, not only to summon this thing, but what's necessary from what they think they've discovered to sort of bind it. And it sort of requires sort of like a human sacrifice in the way that you had seen in the room, to have the sort of heptagram there. And there's a lot of conjecture here, a lot of speculation there. Like, it's clear from these notes, because this isn't like someone's instructions. These are like notes and annotations that people have made. Not entirely all the same hand either. It looks like multiple people have worked on this, about like whether or not this will work, what the sort of sacrifice needs to look like, who it needs to be, how they need to be killed. And it starts focusing on this dagger. You assume that's the dagger that cut into you. And you start going through all this, and you see a few places like sort of referencing like the organization, but in one place it fully spells out what this HOTA is, which is the Hermetic Order of the Aurora. You start putting this all together. This is all starting to make sense to you. Do you want to sort of discuss this with the others before I sort of... Yeah.
The way I'm reading the pushing here is that also because like all of the like wounds he has taken, and or like the severe injury along with the pushings, I think Hjalmar is sort of extremely mentally exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So he sort of makes this all out, and you can all see that he's reading through this and making the connections and understanding things and sort of noting things down. And then he looks at all of you and he just looks with these very, very tired, sort of mildly drugged eyes, and he says, "We've got them. We've got this. We've solved it. Keep these papers safe. They're all the proof we need." And then he sort of kind of almost falls asleep on the spot.
Okay.
Selma will kind of like, what do we have? What Hjalmar? What is it?
So if you sort of, if you try to wake him up in some way, he sort of grogs himself up. And he's like, "They're trying to summon a beast, sea serpent. Something about an order, the Hermetic Order of the Aurora.
What?
The Russians have been conspiring to summoning this beast. Human sacrifice, it's all in there. If you can decipher it, which I can."
When Hjalmar says this, Selma kind of like falls back, maybe sitting back against the wall and breathes out a sigh of relief, like, we killed a bad guy. It's okay.
I'll take the notes from Hjalmar and give them to you as well, and say, "It sounds like there's a story that needs to be told."
I was just about to say that too.
I don't recall any of these, right, from my previous reading. This Hermetic Order of the Aurora.
No, this doesn't sound familiar to any of you.
We might need to do some digging.
Okay. So this is happening, and you're having this conversation, and then there's a banging on the door, and you can hear Stefan's voice on the other side.
Yes.
Hide the
Do you
papers,
open the
Selma.
door for him?
Yes. Yeah.
You.
Oh, wait. I think Sven wanted to say something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hide the papers.
Oh, yeah. I'll grab the papers and put them amongst all my other notes and books and stuff.
Okay, so you open the door, and Stefan's there. You've never seen him look more sort of harried and wearied and exhausted, and he's wet. Like, he's clearly been up on the deck in the rain. And he's terrified, Selma. And he looks at you, he's like, "What you said about the sign on the floor, is it, what happens now?"
And I put my hands on his shoulder and I say, "It's going to be okay. I can help you."
No, it's not going to be okay. You don't understand. Magnus, one of the crew, he just walked off the ship. Like the captain, they said he's gone. He's in the waves. We're all going to die, aren't we?
The what now? Like, Selma's complete act just breaks entirely. Like, did he just say the captain walked out?
Not the
No,
captain.
he
No.
said-
No.
He said one of the crew had walked off like the captain the previous.
Oh, okay.
No, Olivia's not.
Some-
Olivia's still around as far as you know.
So, yeah, go ahead, Matt.
So someone else has just killed themselves. Just now?
Yes.
Listen to me.
A few moments ago, we tried to save him. He's gone.
Stefan, we will tie you in your quarters so you cannot bring harm upon yourself. You will be safe. At the end of this, you will be alive and safe.
So, like, you say that, and he starts immediately backing away. Like, what? Tie me? No, we have to get through this. Why would you tie me?
Stefan, do you want to walk off the bridge into the water?
I'm not. No.
We can no tying. We can lock you in your quarters. You will be fine.
No. What did you say about the sign on the floor? You said that I'd be doomed if I crossed it.
Yes, and I can reverse that, but you have to listen to me. You have to do everything I say, and you will come out of this alive and well.
I have duties. I have to serve the crew. You said you were going to do some sort of ritual or something. Have you done it?
Partly. The other part requires you.
To be tied up.
It's a complicated ritual. Now, look, I'll let the rest of my team deal with the captain. Let me deal with you. Let me walk through you. This ritual.
All right. Okay. Do a lot of you go to tie Stefan into his quarters, or
No. No.
who does go to do this, if anyone?
I was suggesting everyone else carry on and go talk to the captain and deal with this.
Well, we've been told to stay at our quarters, right?
Yeah. Though he's come in with you, Stefan has. Yeah, he hasn't said anything about you leaving your quarters, though.
That's what the captain told us to stay in our quarters. So.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to leave you guys to do what you want, and I will convince Stefan that I am definitely saving his life and that he owes me one.
Okay. You go with Stefan. What are the rest of you doing?
Excuse me, I had to step out. So somebody jump out of the boat?
Yeah. So one of the crew members had walked off the ship.
We didn't know this person.
Sea. No. I mean, you might have seen.
Well, we don't
him,
know. It's one of the crew. That's all he said.
Okay. We stay in the room, I guess, no? Waiting to be summoned by the captain. I mean, those were the orders, no?
Yeah.
Unless, we could also sneak out. Probably everyone must be now shocked by this Magnus jumping off.
Okay. So, Selma, you escort Stefan to his quarters. He's sort of beside himself again. He looks exhausted and tired and defeated, and he's just sort of going along with this. And you tie him up. Is there anything else you want to sort of do with that in any sort of interaction, or sort of tie him up?
Maybe while talking to him, I'll try to get some information out of him. That maybe what happened after we were taken to our quarters.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he tells you that.
I tell him that all this information is important, vital to his survival, important to the ritual.
Yeah. So what he tells you is that the sort of two other Russians that have been in the room, they're being held down in the sort of near the sort of inside the turbine room. They've been tied up in there and kind of locked within. It's easy enough for them to lock that. And that the one that had been in the closet, he's been taken into sort of their makeshift infirmary, where they had kind of described to Amadeo that they have some basic ability to take care of people, not a full doctor. But, so someone sort of looking after him. He seemed like he had been drugged or poisoned in some way, but not he seemed okay, and in fact he seemed to be getting slightly more clear, and that they had learned that his name. What is his name? I have this written down somewhere. I don't remember. He has a name. It's not immediately important. But it's importantly, the important thing is that it is a Swedish sounding name. It's not a Russian. And he's been sort of taken away to be seen after. He seems to be getting better. Okay. So that's what you get out of that. Yeah, is there anything else specifically you wanted to know, Selma?
How was the captain's reaction to all this?
Oh, she's furious. I mean, she was talking about having you maybe perhaps stopping off in Island and having you taken off and sort of turned in to like the authorities there. But like she's not going to do that. Like you're going to continue on. But like as far as she's concerned, like you're all murderers, right?
Okay.
You came here to
So-
do something specific, and now there are
So-
dead people on her ship.
Okay, so what I'm going to try do here is that should things get complicated and we be, someone may associate us as murderers, I want Stefan to be a witness on our side.
So he kind of already is. Like
Okay, excellent.
yeah, like he had sort of been making the case for you, like to the captain, like that you have been defending yourselves. And I think he had said something to that effect when he had come, like as far as he's concerned, you're defending yourselves. Yeah, no, he's definitely sort of like an advocate on your side, despite the fact that you're tying him into his quarters.
For his safety. I don't want him.
Of course, right? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do maybe some weird symbol on the floor and recite some random words, and I will convince him that the ritual is partly complete, and now he must lie in bed for a few hours.
Okay. All right. And do you tie him down to the bed, or do you just leave him there?
No, I won't tie him. I'll just tell him that as long as he does not leave the room, he should be safe from, throwing himself onto the water.
Okay, so he has to be near the symbol that you put on the floor.
Yes,
so that's
yes. And then I'll join the others.
perfect.
So just
Just
gonna say, just a quick 15-minute notice.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
In fact, we might wrap up a little bit early.
Okay.
We're going to see one more thing, and then I think it'll be a good moment
Okay.
to stop.
Cool.
And that thing is, Amadeo, I need you to make an observation test.
Okay, that would be empathy 3. I have no observation, but I can use my advantage because I think it was the advantage was observant to details. I don't know.
Okay, in this case, unfortunately, that's not going to apply.
Okay, then 3 die. And nothing.
Okay. Do you want to push that?
No.
No. Okay. In that case, you know exactly what you have to do right now. You have to leave from the quarters. You have to go down into the hold of the ship, and you need to slaughter one of the pigs. And you must do that right now. And feeling that compulsion, describe how Amadeo leaves the room.
So I will look around if the guys are busy. I guess Hjalmar is a little bit exhausted, so not a big concern. Sven, I don't know. Sven was sitting, reading.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably also trying to rest a bit because I've taken two physical conditions, so I'm battered and yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I will try to kind of very sneakily try to not to bother them. Like if I was going and being careful so they can rest and I'm not making noises, and I could just take my cane and probably leave with some stealth the room.
And so you go out to the corridor, and you go toward the stairwell to take the stairs down. You go down this first flight of stairs. Salma, you're in the corridor, and you see Amadeo come down the stairs, and then he goes to take the flight of stairs down further still, like into the very bottom of the ship. And that is where we're going to stop for this session. Thank you all very much. I'm sorry we didn't get to finish it, but we will.
No, that's fine. That's
Definitely
fine.
next time.
Ah, interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, it seems like we always end up being possessed by something.
It is the way.
Yeah.
This is the way, yeah.
These tricksy Vaesen getting right into our heads. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. This is good. I'm
Very
enjoying it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit puzzled. I really don't know what's going on, honestly. I'm guessing that something is maybe the people that are, well, I don't know if we, but I guess the people that are jumping out, maybe they feel like
Yeah. And now I'm slightly sad that I shot the Count in the head. I would have liked to have had a conversation with him. And there you go.
It was a lot of successes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't have to translate them all to damage, but what's done is done.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So thanks very much, Eric. Thanks everyone for playing as well. And yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a break from this game. In fact, all of our actual plays we're not gonna run any of them in December. So we'll be picking this one up and the others in January, where we'll be completing this story arc, and we'll be parking this campaign as well after that next session. So just a heads up that the next session will be the kind of the end of this season of Vaesen, and then we'll be, in fact, I think in January we're going to be having a final season for all 3 of our campaigns. And then we're going to final episodes, and then we're going to start some new stuff in the new year. So just a little heads up, there's going to be a little bit of a gap between now and the next session. But thanks very much for listening and watching. And if you want to get in touch with us and talk to us at all, you can see all the links down below or in the comments of the video or the audio that you're listening to right now to come chat to us. And if you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube, then hit the subscribe and like button, as that helps to grow the channel.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers.
Yeah.